If you're lucky, you'll have many close friends in your life. David was my first close friend. I met David when I was 5. Earlier this year, I asked David to do a 2-day bike tour with me from Lynn, Massachusetts to Cape Cod for a triathlon. Neither of us had ever done a bike tour or a triathlon, but having adventures is what we tried to do together as kids, and we still are.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the first time I am seeing my bike in person, and oh, that is sweet.
We started by riding from Lynn, Massachusetts into Boston, and then we would continue on to a KOA camp in Middleborough for the night, before riding to Cape Cod the following day.
And then I drop it.
So my daughter recently lost her first tooth, and I was thinking the other day about how at one point we were supposed to go over to David's house when I was like 6, and I had a wiggly tooth, and my mom wouldn't let me go to David's house here until I pulled my tooth. So I once pulled a tooth to hang out with this guy.
I remember that. Yeah. Because you hated pulling your teeth. Yeah.
Oh, so awful.
Yeah.
You're always like, it's not a big deal.
I had this sick paranoid, addiction to pulling teeth.
You liked
So,
pulling your teeth?
Yeah, it was like this weird, I'd play with it, and then, it just felt like freedom, just yanking it out. I was a weird kid.
As we got older, David became a fitness instructor, and I went the other way. When I signed up for the Hyannis Triathlon back in January, I was 30 pounds heavier, but I needed an accountability goal on the calendar to work for.
Look, there's a bike signal.
This is the Boston Amphitheater. The last time I was here, I was actually teaching a Zumba class for the city of Boston. And so I was up here and there was, I think, 600 people out in this grassy area taking a big giant Zumba class with me. So, a little bit of a bookend moment for me. I kind of started my Boston experience in this park. This is the Arnold Arboretum, but this hill is called Peters Hill. And so when I first moved here, I would pretty much every night, I would bring my guitar up here and sit on this rock, and I would play worship songs while I'm looking out at the city of Boston and the lights, and I just kind of pray for the city of Boston and then pray for my life. And I was just a kid when I think about that. But I am back here on this rock with my childhood friend who we grew up doing church. I'm in a weird transition moment now where my life really is taking a different turn. It's a very new chapter for me, a very new journey for me, and so it's kind of nice to actually have this moment to look back and see 15 years of life.
So I was thinking about why this trip feels like a bookend to me is, like, over the last 3 years, we both kind of been rebuilding our lives from what we thought things were going to look like. I had been let go from the church. I'd been out for 7.5 years doing the thing I had always thought I wanted to do, which was like be the megachurch worship guy. Did that. And then that, like, not only the way I saw all of life and all of my purpose, but my entire life fell apart.
Shattered.
Completely shattered.
No.
And, you simultaneously we're like going through this divorce.
And that is a shattering.
And that was never something that you expected. And so your life kind of came apart too.
Yeah. And then we moved to each other's cities pretty much.
I'd been in Cincinnati, and then I ended up coming to Boston, and you left Boston after 15 years and went back to Columbus, where we grew up together. But it's just interesting to me because it's like we're rebuilding our lives. I think I've been thinking about this because this year has been this like fitness journey for me. Like I had always believed this story about myself my whole life. Like I'm not a very athletic person, so I don't do very athletic things.
Wow, even though we did martial arts and all that stuff?
Yeah, but I was never very good.
We were all pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could take a hit. I think that was my strong suit. But I think of the athletics perspective is because like I went into playing like sports at school, like soccer, basketball, and I was always terrible. Anything with a ball, I was terrible. So I still like had this underlying thing that athletically I'm inferior to most other people. And so I've sort of abandoned that fitness journey. And so part of rebuilding my life has actually been rebuilding every part of it. And so it feels like this culmination of like we're looking out over the city that we both like care so much for. Yeah. Getting to take a trip that if you would have told me even a year ago, like we'd be doing a little bike packing trip to Cape Cod. Like what?
Yeah, even I would have been like, whoa.
Like, what are you talking about? But like here we are.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Something about East Coast pizza. I will just always be an East Coast pizza fan.
We're on the last 2 miles till we get to our campground, and it's been a hard ride. We're a little sore because we took some detours and had some hills that were more than we expected. But man, it's been a beautiful ride. Could not have asked for a more perfect weather day. Oh, very grateful to be riding with that guy up there. We made it.
Good morning, it's 5:30 in the morning. We just woke up. We're about to pack our stuff and hit the road again. So David is downloading the other app that we're going to use. I wish I had more sleep. But today we have less mileage and more back roads.
Day 2, and we've got beautiful country smooth roads. We've got nice overcast, so it's nice and cool for riding. And we are on our way to the Cape. It's good. I'm excited.
Woo! And we still haven't eaten breakfast yet.
10 miles.
We need to go through there, but
there's no bridge.
It's closed.
It's literally a hole in the ground right now. There's literally nothing there. And I have no idea how many miles out of our way we'll have to go in order to get back to
my vote is to go down this little thing, trail back there, cut through the woods, and then carry our bikes. So here we go. Let's find out. Indeed. So it's like pedaling in quicksand.
No, I see water on the other side of that. There's nothing here. It's a bridge up there, so there's a ravine here.
Okay. Looks like breakfast is gonna wait a little longer. All right, breakfast. We made it.
Need it.
Check the this breakfast out. Pretty incredible. Potatoes, biscuits, gravy, eggs. This is hash. Never had it. Pretty impressive. Some kind of sausage, ham, and potato. Country fried steak. Monkey bread, French toast.
This year, I rekindled my long-abandoned relationship with nature. Through surfing, trail running, and training for this triathlon, I reconnected to a deep part of myself that had been lost. My favorite thing as a kid was biking. This year, for my 40th birthday, my friends all pitched in to raise money for this bike I'm riding. I've already put hundreds of miles on it. I fell in love with biking again, especially long rides. On long rides, you feel close to the land, the asphalt and the air. You smell the roadkill and the roses.
Oh, that's a headwind. That is definitely a headwind. This is the bridge we're gonna go over into Cape Cod. Gotta be honest, that bridge was scary. David is in arrow position. I heard about the Cape Cod bike paths, and this one is amazing.
You have arrived.
I love you, Dawson. Where are you?
I don't wanna wait.
All right, we just made it to Cape Cod.
And we beat the rain.
Yeah, it's probably coming soon.
It's gone. All right, so it is Sunday morning. This is not the official triathlon, but there is a pop-up triathlon, and it's actually a sprint course.
Yeah, so Cape Cod Triathlon and Multisport put this thing on, and I guess they do it regularly through the summer. And so someone in the cancellation let us aware that this was open to us. So we're like, all right, well, we're just going to jump in and spontaneously go do this triathlon.
So for me, this is my first triathlon. I've never done any of these three things strung together. All right, so things to know when you're doing a triathlon. You need what's called a little transition mat. So thankfully Jim is walking me through this stuff, but you set your bike up and eventually you'll come back here for the run. All right, so the sprint tri is done. I finished in 1 hour and 12 minutes, and it was a great experience. I am addicted. Yeah, it's just something that I just fell in love with. The community is great. Everybody here is so welcoming, so nice, and I think I want to be back next year to do the Olympic distance tri, and hopefully it'll be a much better experience. Overall, I did I was the last person to come out of the water for the swim. The bike was good, you know, I pushed it pretty hard, but then on the run, which I am the most comfortable with, my left calf was cramping up. And so I couldn't run as well as I wanted. So have that to look forward to next year.
So although I was somewhat disappointed that the official Hyannis Triathlon was canceled, only for the second time in 39 years, thanks to Hurricane Dorian, the journey has been so amazing that it really outranks and outpaced the destination. I still want to do an official triathlon. That is still a destination that I would like to reach and accomplish and participate in, and maybe in 2020 actually do an Olympic. But this journey has been incredible, and I am so grateful to all of my friends who have participated in this, and any of you who watched a little bit of our journey here. So thank you so much.